Yo, what's up? It's your girl Pika calling in from Singapore. This is episode 47 of my Night Owl sessions. Oh man, rough couple of days. It is Friday night and we're looking at the weekend. So y'all know with this new job, I've been working the weekends a little bit, and my days off are a little bit strange. So I'm off on Fridays, which I was off today, and then I'm off on Mondays. So splits up my days a little bit, but it's not so bad because I get 2 weekday off so that I can go ahead and do like errands like going to the bank and grocery shopping when there's not a million people around, stuff like that. So I really, really appreciate actually being off during the week. Um, Today, since it was off, what did I do? I dropped baby girl off at school. I actually woke up on time. Dropped baby girl off at school. Actually, I didn't sleep again last night. I think I finally went to bed at like 4:30 or something. I was doing laundry at 4 o'clock. That's how ridiculous I am. So I hung everything out to dry this morning at 4:30. So then when I woke up at 7, everything was pretty much dry. And made breakfast, got her to school, came back home. I bought groceries on the way back home. Came back home and I started cooking. So usually when I'm in the house, baby girl is normally with me and she's watching TV on the big TV in the living room, and I have like music playing on my laptop in the kitchen. But today, since baby girl wasn't here and I didn't really feel much like singing, unfortunately, I put a movie on in the kitchen, which was kind of cool too. So it's a little bit different because I do really like to pay attention to all the details, the scenes, the dialogue and everything. But when you're cooking, you kind of have to watch where the knife is going so you don't cut your fingers. So it was a little bit different. I didn't get to notice everything like I usually do, but I still, it still got the job done. It was ambient noise, for lack of a better term, something to keep me busy, something to keep me feeling like, I'm not the only person in the house by myself. So that was kind of cool. I watched the last night, I think it was. Yeah, the last night. Finished cooking one curry and I was just like super exhausted and I didn't feel like eating lunch yet. I wasn't really hungry. So this was about maybe 1 o'clock. I went and took a nap, you guys. I took a nap for I set the alarm for an hour and a half. I read somewhere that if you were going to take a nap, the best amount of time to do it for would either be 15 minutes or an hour and a half, because an hour and a half is about the length of a regular REM cycle. So nowadays, if I do take a nap, I try and aim for an hour and a half. And so when I wake up, it's not like I'm feeling super, super tired still. And it's not so little that I feel like I need to go hit the snooze and go back to sleep. So an hour and a half is a decent amount of time. It's a decent amount for a nap for me. And I just think I need to start going to bed on time again. I remember before, I think it was okay, let's start with a baseline, yeah? So August was a very strange month. A lot of things changed. I changed a lot of things. It was the month that I got rid of one job, got another job, added a confidant. My mom left after being home with us for 2 weeks. So a lot changed, and for like the entire month, that confidant was like there all the time, all the time, all the time. So it kind of became part of the process of my day, kind of like tracking time, WhatsApp messages every so often or whatever, just to, keep each other company. That was cool. But now, new baseline, as of today, that confidant is no longer there. So I need to go back to what I was doing before August to kind of reset almost, I guess. So that's where that mindset war comes in. There are times where I feel like, damn, I really let this person down. Maybe that's why they cut me off. That's why I don't hear from them anymore. And maybe that's justified and maybe that's not. But on the other hand, when I think about it and I'm like, well, I didn't actually do anything wrong, and I'm pissed that they actually would have the nerve to cut me off after as much communication as we had. And then I'm wondering, like, why don't I block them completely from my life? Why don't I get rid of every trace of them? Why don't I just shut down and not talk to anyone anymore? So the mindset war is real for me, especially when it's emotional like this. I tend to go flip-flop from one extreme to the other, which isn't healthy. I know that for a fact. I mean, I coach all of you to keep a positive mindset, to keep upbeat about things so that you don't attract more negative stuff. And here I am. I'm telling you right now, I am human. It is not easy. I don't like it, but I do flip-flop a lot, and I tend to miss the point of changing my mindset and grabbing onto the first positive thing that I can find so that I can actually feel better and get on with my life. So I've been talking, when I get flip-floppy like this, I tend to rally my troops. So right now my troops consist of Vanessa out in Canada, Mia out in China, my aunt who lives in Texas, and yes, she's okay. They actually evacuated the house, and they were very, very blessed so that once the waters kind of receded a little bit and they were allowed to get back on their road, there was actually no water damage in the house. And she has 3 of her children out there as well. So out of her house where she lives with 1 child and the other 2 siblings, 2 out of the 3 were fine. There was no problems, but the other one had like a lot of damage. So unfortunately, they had to deal with that. But luckily for me, everyone is alive and well, and that's cool. So like I mentioned, Mia in China, Vanessa in Canada, my aunt in Texas, my brother in Sydney, and then my mom is in Kandy, actually, in Sri Lanka at the moment. So I rally these troops because I need to remember who I am. Because I'm so caught up in my feelings at the moment, because I'm so caught up in, what's going on or what happened and how it left me feeling, I'm unable sometimes to wrap my head around what I need to do next. And as much as I have good intentions to, I don't have to do this, and this now, so maybe I can concentrate on the blog, I can concentrate on fixing the website, stuff like that. I don't actually do it because I'm so stuck in my feelings. So this is where the troops come in, and they can actually take turns, beating me over the head with logic and stop being stupid and stop waiting around and stop being silly, so that they kind of get my ass back into gear. The other thing I really use is music. And right now I'm really attracted to the song No Frauds by Lil Wayne with, I think it's Nicki Minaj and Drake on there as well. So yeah, I am stuck in my feelings a little bit. And I know that there is a positive lining in everything. I know that before I met this person, I was really against trying to find someone. I was against trying to find a partner in life because I felt like it kind of detracts from who I am. I kind of realized that when I'm in a relationship, I kind of put everything that I want on a back burner and go full on to serve my partner. And as great and martyr-like as that might be, it's not the best thing for me because I tend to end up regretting what I'm doing, resenting who they are and how I've become. And a lot of times it's not what they want me to do, but I do it willingly because I love. That's how I love. So I'm in the process right now of realizing that, yes, I think I am ready for love. Yes, that's a beautiful India Arie song. I'm ready for love, but I don't think I'm right there where I can separate serving my partner with serving myself as far as building my business, making sure everything's taken care of. Yes, I will wake up every morning and make sure baby goes off to school on time, but outside of that, I'm really not that strong in getting back to my daily routine, if that makes any sense. So that's something that I need to work on. I feel like, I've told you before, things happen in your life over and over again. And you get the message. You understand what it is that you've done wrong or what the lesson is for that time period, so you can understand the lesson, pack it in, really make sure you understand it, and then that whole situation kind of goes away. So for me, I'm starting to realize that I think it's because I give so much of myself in any relationship that I tend to forget what it is that I should be doing for myself as well. So I think the lesson in this is to separate myself from whoever it is that I have in my life. Not separate, like keep at arm's length, but separate as in you have your stuff and I have my stuff, and never the twain shall meet. So if I have my business that I'm building, I want you to be a cheerleader for my business. And if you have a business you're building, I will be a cheerleader for your business. But that also means that you have your time to work on your stuff and I have my time to work on my stuff, so that nothing ever changes. Because the last thing I want is to end up in a relationship where I'm super happy, super loving, super dedicated or whatever, and I put everything on a back burner. Then something happens like 8-10 years later, I'm not happy, we break up, and I'm suddenly wondering, well shit, what do I have in my name at this point? Nothing, because I gave up all those things because I wanted a relationship. So I think that is the lesson. At least that's the lesson I'm going to take from this, and I'm going to keep trudging forward. How many of y'all have actually watched the movie A Knight's Tale? It's actually based off of the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer, and Geoffrey Chaucer happens to be a character in the movie itself, and he very eloquently described the definition of the word or the verb to trudge. And he said, the long weary walk of a man who has nothing left in the world to gain. I think I may be misquoting, but I think it was just hilarious the way he said that. And right now I feel like that's what I'm doing. There's no pep in my step right now because I'm so stuck in those feelings and I need to get out of them quick, fast, in a hurry. So yeah, I've told you what the silver lining is. I've let you know what my mindset war is about. I do keep flip-flopping a lot, but I think This is like what, day 2 after like the whole incident. It really isn't even an incident. It was so stupid. But anyway, day 2 after the incident, and I'm thinking, all right, well, I think I'm mad enough to hold on to that anger and just push forward and do what I got to do, because I can't afford to waste any time. As Vanessa so eloquently put it, we have 15 weeks left to the end of the year, you guys. That's basically what, one whole quarter and the rest of this month. So I need to get my act into gear. I need to go ahead and make sure that I'm doing everything that I could possibly do to get to that place. I told you, right? The goal by the end of this year is to make at least $2,000 a month in my business. If I can do that, that would actually double the money I'm making right now. So imagine if I can get it to 2,000 by the end of December, and then keep doubling it every month from there on, I should be able to retire in like another year or 2 years maybe. It's doable. You have no idea. It's actually very doable. So tomorrow, like I mentioned, I do have work. I don't have to go into work till 4 o'clock, so I'll leave here by 3. I'm taking baby girl with me. Depending on what happens at the workshop tomorrow, I'm anticipating that we'll have 3 couples or 3 families show up tomorrow. It should be a total of 5 children, because 2 of those families have 2 children in either P4 or P5, so that would be great. But having a bigger group than normal, lately we've only had like one-on-ones, but having a bigger group is good, because that means possibly we'll end up late with work. And then if we do end up late, I would like to drag baby girl down to Clark Key real quick so I can meet up with John and the boys down at the club, so I can go ahead and start pitching a part of my business that I'm getting ready to launch. So that launch will happen. I'm scared to put a date on it. That launch should happen by mid-month. Wait, mid-month. Today is, shoot, that's next week. Okay, I could still do that. All right, so yeah, it's going to happen mid-month, and I will go ahead and make my first order of product and see if I can get it distributed throughout Singapore. So if I can get it sold out throughout Singapore, it will give me like money to put back into my business. So what I'm trying really hard not to do is use my credit card. I'm trying really hard not to start out in debt. I don't want to do anything that overextends me if I can help it. And push come to shove, I just adjust the dates and keep going from there, because no matter what, this is something I want to do. I want it done by the end of the year with no problems, no hiccups, nothing along the way. It's just going to happen. I'm going to sheer will this. It's going to happen by the end of the year, definitely. But I would love to launch by the 15th of September. So I said it, 15th of September. Another thing that I've noticed is throughout this whole August process, I'm just going to refer to it going forward as the August situation. Like I said, I was dead set against dating again. I didn't want to bring anyone into my daughter's life that wasn't going to be permanent, and I feel like this situation actually brought me head to head with those fears, because everything that I didn't want to have happen or wasn't ready to have happen, I thought happened, and now I am better off for it. I actually have an idea of what I need to be fixing from here on out, but that isn't to say that I'm not quite affected by the way things turned out. But that's okay too. Everyone is human. I can't control anyone but myself and my actions and my words, right? So I'm gonna stay in my lane on this one and do what I gotta do. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be about work and the workshop for math, ACE math problem sums, and it's basically geared toward P4 and P5 students that are struggling, and not even struggling actually. They're all high achievers. The people that we target are all high achievers. They score about 70%. What we're looking to do is bridge that gap between 70 and 90, 95% so they can get A-star qualifications and then be ready for the PSLE, which is the next major exam. So yeah, a lot of acronyms here in Singapore, a lot of things that really don't make sense, but that's okay. I'm here to figure it out and work the system once I figure it out. Yeah. I'm actually happy. I look forward to talking to y'all every night, mostly because it gives me an outlet to hear what I've done in the day. A lot of times you internalize everything. All your dialogues are internalized when you're actually at home or at school or by yourself when you're really concentrating is an internal dialogue. But sometimes when you're not ready, when you're not paying attention, you have people who will speak up, and that becomes a soundbite in your head after that. So for the horoscopes for this week, I found that Yashika's intuition was very, very on point. She was able to guide me and let me know that I'm meant to get mad. I'm meant to transform whatever energy that is confusing around me and make sure that it, hits the right people, is getting the right kind of traction. And I'm hoping that, the August situation will let me go ahead and continue managing them so that they can get a piece of this rare flower from, this rare energy that's going on, so we can go push each other forward. All right, so enough rambling. I will work on my mindset as much as I talk to you about your own mindset. I will work on my mindset and hopefully come out of this funk. Tomorrow is a brand new day. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all take care, okay? Thanks.